First and foremost, let's begin with the tools we're going to need today. We're going to need a gunsmithing hammer, a flathead screwdriver longer than 4 inches. So this is a 6-inch flathead. We're really going to need that extra length to help us get through the OEM stock body to release the folding stock button. Then we're going to need a 5/32 roll pin punch. These are all the tools required to install the new adapter. So I have the ARX mounted up in the gun vise here. Normally I would just do this on my lap. You don't need a gun vise for this, but for video purposes, I have the help of my gun vise here. So we're gonna need this stock open to release the tension. So kind of open like that, and then we're gonna take the 5/32 roll pin, go ahead, line it up with your pin, and then we're gonna punch it out. Now that we have the OEM stock completely taken off the ARX, we have to disassemble the stock. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to hold down the lever, pull back. There's a little catch right here, and we have to depress it and pull back at the same time. And you're going to be left with just the body. And now we have to disassemble the folding stock button. So this is where the extra length on your flathead screwdriver is really going to come in, because it's going to have to run the whole length of this and depress a dowel pin that's inside. Now looking in at the back section of the main body, you could see up to the top left corner there is a shiny silver dowel pin that we have to depress with our flathead, and it's going to release the folding stock button out under a lot of spring tension. So make sure that you're holding down on that, or the dowel pin can shoot out into oblivion, never to be seen again. If that is the case, I do actually make more dowel pins. So if you do end up losing one, unfortunately, shoot me a message. I got you covered. This is where a longer flathead's really going to help you. So insert it flat like so, and we're going to depress the dowel pin. There we go. And it will release. And you're gonna have 2 springs here. So your dowel pin is gonna seat right into the spring that comes out of your folding stock button here. So that'll be like this. And then this is your mainspring that kind of goes in the back of this so that it can depress inward and outward. So we can put the body of the stock away. We don't need that. Now we can throw this all into the adapter. Now before we throw everything together, this would be a good time to apply any lubricant if you wanted to. So we're going to take the spring and dowel, if it wasn't already in there. Go ahead and put that back into your button. Then we're going to take the mainspring here, drop it in, make sure it just seats all the way to the bottom. Rest your button on top. You notice that the pin sticks out. Just go ahead, push that all the way in and down at the same time. You'll notice that it's locked into place there, functioning properly, and we're good for the next step. So at this phase of the process, this is what we should have: our ARX roll pin, our fully assembled adapter, and the ACR stock. Now be very mindful of the ARX roll pin. The diameter is wider than the ACRs. Don't get them twisted. They are not interchangeable. So put that off to the side, keep it organized, and everything should be fine. With the ACR stock, we are now going to put it in a gun vise, and we're going to punch out the roll pin here. Now be very mindful, there's a spring within this housing here. It's going to want to fly out. So cover it, do something, put a rag over it, anything to make it easier so it just doesn't fly out at you. Alright, let's throw this in the vise and get that pin punched. Alright, so let's align the roll pin, punch, knock that out. Again, the mount here is to the side just to release any tension. Okay, now we got to be really mindful of this spring right here. Just cover it, pull that section off. the spring will release. What we're gonna do is feed the pin into the adapter a little bit. Not all the way, just a little. And this is all gonna have to be done at a folded angle, pretty much like so. And we're gonna start by kind of latching it in like that to get the spring depressed and lined up like that. And while holding it, we have to knock the roll pin through. So now that it's fed through and locked in with the spring, at least enough to hold it, we're gonna go ahead and throw it back into the gun vise and send it all the way through. With your roll pin punch and your hammer, go ahead and punch that all the way into place. There we go. The roll pin is now nice and flush. Note that it is under a lot of spring tension, so depressing it like so can help fold it and lock it into place. Okay, so now that our ACR stock has the adapter installed, we're gonna attach it back to the ARX and put in the ARX's roll pin. Again, I like to feed it. I like to feed it in a little bit. A couple love taps there. And then, while holding it, I'll send it with the roll pin punch. There we go, the roll pin is in alignment. That about wraps up the entire install of the new 7075 T6 aluminum black anodized adapters. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. Try to get to them as soon as I can. Make sure to always do your function checks, and happy shooting. Thank you guys for tuning in.